Hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2 for episode 96 of this series, but not the 96th episode I've ever made of this particular title because I did have a previous series in this. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Last time out we had that double trailer and we parked it up in Almeria, and I was going to see what I can find coming out of Almeria. Now, having a look around, if I just go to the freight market, I have found this. Now, it is 1:30 in the morning, roughly. What I could do is I could pick this up, drive it along, and I think we would be driving into the sunrise. And by the time we get across to Palermo, I need to learn the Italian name of that because I'm pretty sure, or the English name, Palermo, that's strange. I feel like that's a name I should know, but for some reason I cannot figure out. But if I have figured this out correctly and worked this out correctly, we should be able to get onto the ferry. We should end up, if we take it now, we should be at our destination in the day, and that's what I'm thinking. So this is on the Isle of Sicily here. So it's this area here is Sicily. So you can see the little gap just there to mainland Europe, mainland Italy. I'm just trying to figure out this whole the pronunciation of this. Palermo. I don't know. Anyway, that is what I'm going to be doing. So we're going to be taking one of these. It looks like it's it says it's heavy, it's an important delivery, it's high value, £42 per mile. The ferry crossing is £1,500. So realistically, given wear and tear, fuel and all of that sort of stuff, I'm looking to make a profit here of around £10,000. That's the idea anyway. Now, whether or not that is going to happen, I do not know, but there's only one way to find out, so make sure you stay tuned and let's see if I can do this in one entire video. Also, I'm just trying to work out whether or not this route actually exists. I suppose it must exist. It actually does not exist. Interesting. So there is a route that goes to Cagliari. There isn't one that goes all the way across, as far as I can tell, to Valencia. Hold on, there is one. No, that's to Palma de Mallorca. Yeah, I don't think there's one that goes all the way across. Well, there we go. This is an interesting route, not one that I found in real life. Anyway, let's get started. Right, some knocking about and jostling later, which was all off camera. Just trying to ensure that my head tracking works properly and all of that, and we are ready to go. Let's go for a second. Right. Surprised I remember that so easily. So we're going directly across the road, which is where we dropped off the double cargo trailer. So shouldn't be much of a problem. We know how to get into this if it opens up for us, which it does. Lovely. Pop down here and we shall pick up our cargo. Right, which job offer is it? It is freight market. That's the one. We could take that, but that's a much shorter route. I would like to take that one, but I think this one's probably the more interesting one. Or we could take some baby food to Seville, right? No, let's just take this. Now, we should have more than enough power. Just got to find it. There it is. Help if I also get the right gear for this. I keep knocking it in reverse. It's been a few few weeks since I've recorded, so it is going to take a little bit of time to get used to it once again. And of course, every single week the head tracking is different, or every single recording session, should I say. In fact, it changes halfway through the recording session. I really should get myself a better head tracking, maybe a track IR or something. Oh, hang on. Somebody also said to give myself more of a challenge to do something. Gameplay. Is it in gameplay? Something about advanced trailer coupling. Let's see. Advanced trailer coupling. There it is. Right. Let's see what that does. Now, I should also change that out, but never mind. Set automatic parking brake engage. I wonder if we can get an automatic parking brake disengage, or I just want it to not. I just want it to not constantly tell me when the handbrake is applied. Right, so now, if I understand correctly, I have to line this up perfectly for it to be engaging. So I'm not sure how this is going to work, but it's going to be interesting. So this is apparently supposed to make it a more challenging, which I'm all for. So that looks like that's lined up towards the center now. So how do I... But what do? I don't understand. So is that actually lined up? I feel like that is lined up in the middle. So what do I do now? That's the question. So, oh, that isn't lined up. Okay. So how do I have to do that? Because look, I can see that is directly in the middle, but I guess there's that slot, right? This is going to take a little bit of practice. So that's so far so good. Okay. That's actually really cool. So it can be done. It can be done. It's just a little bit of practice. As usual, I'm going to be running the heads-up display because I do not have, unfortunately, the mod has not yet updated for the latest version of Euro Truck Simulator, so I'm not going to have any of the, what do you call it, extra display, or working display, should I say. Let's have a look at our beacons. Do we have beacons on the back of this? Not really. I mean, do we need beacons when we're running this? I feel like we probably should have beacons running this, so I am going to run beacons on it. What I am going to do is probably wait for a better opportunity to take a photo. For now, let's crawl ourselves out of here. Right, and that's right, it's time for us to get underway. I have to remember this has a steering axle on the rear, so just have to be careful about that. Obviously also have to remember which side of the road we're driving on. I'll wait for you. Yeah, now you see, that's a problem, so I'll roll back, let you go forward. That's it, and then I'll go. Okay, and we are underway. Oops, small bump. Not sure what that bump actually is there for. Do have a stop sign here though. Yeah, pretty good turning, relatively good turning circle here. So just need to be aware of that. Hopefully everybody is having... Oh, that's not the turning I want. Hopefully everybody is having a great day. Not sure which day this is actually coming out on. It could be a Thursday. Most likely a Thursday, but I'm not entirely certain now. So were you turning? You were. Ah. Right. Heavy load in the dark, of course. Got to be careful. After that truck looks good and good. Go on, into second. There's a military base in that direction. That is not where we're headed. Okay. Roundabout looks good. And off we go towards Mercia. The wrong one. That's what I wanted. I wanted 4, not 4H, 4L. Oh dear. It starts. Here we go, all over again. Actually, that's pretty good pickup. That's actually really good pickup. Okay, I'm fairly happy with the pickup there. Trying to think about what to talk about today. I mean, well, obviously I've increased the difficulty of the title slightly, which is not bad. Getting into 6th. This truck's pulling really well with the actual mass of the object behind. Actually, I'm ended up going fairly quickly. That's interesting. Be really careful. Just thinking, 2022, I mean, the last video that came out may have been at the start of 2022. I'm not entirely sure. But there we go. How much fuel do I have? I have plenty of fuel. I'm not entirely sure when that video came out, so I'm going to have to check that and see what I can figure out. So I hope this lane isn't coming back in, because that would be silly. Everybody seems to be indicating, so everyone's indicating it does come back in. That's a little bit silly, but there we go. Maybe that is what it's like in real life. Is that the military base up there, or is that just another road? That could be the military base. Could be an airport. Never know. Could be a military airport. One does not know. Actually, yes, I do have. I have something to talk about. Speed bumps. It's one thing to talk about. Now, I'm not sure what they're like in different countries, so it will be interesting to know, particularly in America. Do you have speed bumps? Is that a thing? Why has that got British and Turkish flags? It's a Turkish website. Interesting. Do you have speed bumps in America? What do you call them? I guess you do, and you call them speed humps, right? Actually, we call them humps because we've had signs that say humps for X number of miles, X number of feet or yards normally. I need to look at overtaking this lot. Come on, 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 come on. Yes, speed bumps. Now the reason I say this is that I was travelling in the weekend, over the weekend, and during my travels, I was going down a few roads. Now, my car is, admittedly, is lowered, not by much though. It's just on basic IBAC springs, nothing too crazy. Just absolute basic IBAC springs that are that lower my car at the front. I think it's 20. I think it's about 20 mil all around. I think it's actually 25 mil at the front and 20 mil at the back. So it's nothing crazy. Not lowered coilovers. I haven't slammed the car into the ground. There's still plenty of clearance between the wheel arches and the wheel itself. So nothing like that. But I went over a couple of speed humps in West London out on my travels over the weekend. That's on the weekend before I'm recording this, and there were a few humps. Now I must have gone. I saw the hump and I thought, right, that looks just a smidge high. Just a little, but it should be okay. I've been through many bumps. Why is this 43? I think that might be a mistake. No, and then it goes back up to 56. That's weird. I thought maybe the speed hump is. You've seen lots of large speed humps, and it's absolutely fine. So I took my car over it at a fairly slow pace. I think no more than 5 or 6 miles per hour. Normally, I could take speed humps depending on the speed hump. I've gone over speed humps at 10, 15, which is perfectly fine. But this one looked like it was a little, just a little high. So I thought 5 or 6 miles an hour. I'll take my car over. It should be fine. Scrape. Okay then. Why is this scraped? Why did my car scrape on? How high is that speed hump? So the following speed humps on the road, I went extremely slowly over, a couple of miles per hour, bearing in mind that this is a 20 mile per hour zone that I was driving through at the time. It's one side road that I was going down, and I managed to. Actually, I want to take a picture around here whilst I'm talking about this. So I managed to get myself over a few of the humps, basically taking it one wheel over at a time, because I just could not do it otherwise. It just was not happening, which is really not good. But I managed to get the car over, and I thought, okay, well, it's a bit strange to have a speed hump that is, well, is that insane. And it got me thinking, I wonder if there are speed bumps like this in other countries, and if so, do you have really, really high ones that even on a normal car you'd end up scraping? So I went at one point. I parked up somewhere to check the car, and I have scraped the. I will admit I've scraped the front of the car a few times, but not on speed humps like that. I have done it on one speed hump where I definitely was going too fast over the bump, and the bump had sort of dropped in the middle, so it scraped both sides of my chin spoiler, which was really annoying. But then I checked the car. Yeah, bit of a scrape, nothing too major. I mean, my front bumper needs a respray anyway, so nothing too major. It's fine. Then I went back on my way out of this area, and I went down another road so that I could check a map of this area that I was unfamiliar with, and I wanted to know where to go. And I don't tend to use GPS or anything. I tend to do things just by map and memorizing. I think it's more interesting. Just a general idea how to get to a main road, and then I knew where I was going from there as soon as I got onto one of the A roads. And I saw a bump and I thought, okay, that bump doesn't look so high, so that's a much better bump. Got up to the bump, and there is a dip right before the bump that you couldn't see. Tyres going to the dip, scrape. Great. So, scraped my car twice within the space of, I don't know, 20 minutes. Scraped my bumper twice, and I just thought, that's, if my car is having trouble with this, how would a car that's actually been lowered be able to, lowered on something like coilover or something, be able to make it through? And I saw parked in a driveway as I was driving around in this area. Parked on a driveway, I think there's a Mitsubishi Eclipse. You don't often see a Mitsubishi Eclipse, and that's why I noticed it. Really nice colour as well. So I noticed this Mitsubishi Eclipse. I think maybe a 2001, 2002, somewhere around that area. It had a private number plate, so I couldn't tell you exactly which year it was from. So I thought, I wonder how that person manages to get around. Do they have to sort of go on the tyres one over every single time? Should I fill up fuel here, or there's plenty of places to fill up fuel? And I thought, wow, that's just a pain, that is. And yeah, I just thought, I wonder if other people in other countries have this problem. And as I was leaving this area, I saw a Mercedes and a Honda Accord, an old Honda Accord, and a slightly more modern Mercedes, both go over a bump, both with much higher suspension than I have. Scrape. Thought, wow, talk about causing damage to the car. And I think what the problem is at the front, or the area just before the bump, there's a massive dips in the road, and that's causing the cars to bottom out or hit the front. And also the bumps they're narrow, and because they're narrow, my car and many other cars, I guess, can get over them. And I think this is because it's a bus. Buses were going down this road too. Can get over them without either side of the wheel actually being lifted much at all, if at all. I think it was just a very slight lift on the sort of the cambered area, the chamfered area, sorry, of the bump or the hump. Thought, well, okay, that's really, really poor. So I had to go over these bumps sort of diagonally, making sure that my wheel went over each one. I've got a broken down car. It's good. It has a triangle. It's useful. Very useful. Well done. I might go and switch to 6L at this point. Back up to speed. That's 3. That's the one I wanted. Right. Second for gears, first for high-low. Just remember that. Ooh, that's a nice sign. I've never seen these sorts of signs before. They're like, and traffic lights on a motorway. Not going to ask at all. Oh, it's going into a tunnel, that's why. But the LED signs there, that was lovely. Those lights, why would they go? I guess if the tunnel is busy or jam-packed, they try and slow it down and send people through in waves, maybe? Not sure. Yes, so there's a story. There's a story about a speed humps. Speed humps and my car. Also rinsed an entire tank of fuel on it, but there we go. That's just the fuel economy of my car. Although it was not bad, I have to say, given what I was driving it through, it was honestly not bad at all. It really did surprisingly well. I like this area. This has got to be Promods. It's so beautifully done. So what's about you guys? Any one of you that drive ever had an instant where you look at a bump or a speed hump and just went, well, okay. Just gone, well, okay, that doesn't look too bad. But as soon as you've got to it, it's just turned out to be really bad. And do speed bumps exist in your country in the way that I'm describing them? So we have 3 types of speed bumps. Type 1 is an actual bump in the road. Can I take this lane? I think I can take this lane. So it's an actual bump in the road. It's very small, and if you take your car over at more than a few miles an hour, your suspension actually bounces. It's not enough to bottom out your car or anything like that. It is literally designed that you have to go over it slowly, otherwise you will end up breaking your suspension. That's one type of speed hump that we have, and that's a literal speed bump. The next type that we have is the traditional speed hump. And the traditional speed hump is one that goes all the way across a road. It has a ramp on and a ramp off. So it's very simple, traditional style. You can take your car on it in any direction. Everybody has to slow down for it. Doesn't have any. It doesn't discriminate between buses or cars. Everybody has to do the same. Ooh, this is fancy. In Valencia now. Then we've got the third type, which is sort of a retro game fair. Hello. Wonder what the dates for that were. Then we have the third type, which is designed only to slow down. Well, it seems like it's only designed to slow down cars, because that's all it seems to really work on. Doesn't seem to work on anything else, because buses and trucks and all of them can potter over it without any slowing down, not only due to their larger wheel size, but the fact that they are wide enough that they go straight over them without anybody, or without any, they just don't notice. That it's literally that wide that they do not even notice the bump itself. And they tend to put those on things like bus routes. They tend to have those, or slightly faster roads. Now, of those, there are slightly wider ones, slightly narrower ones. The ones that I've driven on before tend to be still fairly wide. Buses do not have to slow down, but pretty much every car will get caught up on it. So that's that style. Ooh, hello. Liking this. I want to take another picture here though. So that's one style, and then you've got the other style, as I said. It is the much narrower style, and that seems to only catch out certain, or is designed to catch only certain types, which is annoying. I think if I go around this side, this might look nicer. Yep, I think that very much does. It looks like we've taken this from a camera, as in a camera that's checking what's coming in and out. Obviously, it would be then reading the registration plate, so there should be another camera on the other side. But there we go. That's looking pretty good. There we go. Job done. Okay. And yes, those are the types of speed humps we have. And as I said, I really do not like Where am I going? I think I'm going here. Is this right? Oh, no. It's here. Interesting. Welcome to Valencia, the port of Valencia. Oh, go-karts. Lovely. And yes, those bumps are the ones that really are annoying. They're the really bad bumps. You have discovered a new viewpoint. Yeah, we're not going to be able to view much on it though, are we? Not at this particular point in time. Do not scrape. Oh dear. Oh, that'll do. That was pretty good. Quick steering. That works rather well. Bit of a lag as I'm driving into this area. So yeah, there you go. That's my story about speed bumps, speed humps, speed bumps. Ferry this way. There we go. And why I tend not to like them. I mean, I get the idea. I get the idea. You need them because people race around and all of that kind of stuff. Totally understand that, but sometimes, just sometimes, they need to think these through. The ones that I was driving on the other day, not very good at all. Now I think maybe they've worn away over time. I honestly think that's probably what's happened. They've completely worn away over time, and that has led to this issue. That one, there we go, and that. Travel destinations over to Valencia. Sorry, from Valencia. And I think I've timed this fairly well because we are getting to, or I think we've just got to the end of the episode. But as I said, as I was hoping, it's daylight when we get to our destination. And this was the whole idea. I think I'm supposed to be driving on this side of the road. I'm not sure why it started me off on the other, but there we go. This place looks lovely. Unless this is both. No, it's definitely this side of the road I'm supposed to be driving. This place really is lovely. I would hate to see what those speed humps would do to a Mustang. That's for sure. Port exit. There we go. Two miles, 10 minutes to go. That's pretty good. I just realised all I've done here is just rambled for a while. Thank you. I'm saying thank you to a computer. And I do like this idea of the advanced trailer coupling. Thank you, whoever it was that actually told me about this. I also really do need to take a picture here. A third picture. I might actually skip this one though. I have to say the blue looks really nice on my truck. You can see it in the mirror, but It does. It is looking really, really nice as we go through this town on the Isle of Sicily. Why it's 19 miles per hour through all of this, I have no idea. Make it a little bit slow. The port's on that side. Beautiful place. Very, very nice. Do like it. And we're turning off right here. And our destination is very near, so that's why I'm just continuing with this episode. Interesting number plates. I guess they're the Italian number plates now. I thought Italian number plates were yellow at the back as well. No, of course they're not. That's a German plates, aren't they? That are yellow front and back, maybe? Are they? Yeah, those are definitely Italian plates. British number plates are white on the front, yellow on the back. Yeah, I think German plates are yellow back and front. Need to sort out the way the engine vibration has an effect on what we've got here, and the actual force feedback, because it's shaking my wheel a little bit more than I would prefer it to do. Indicate from here. Ooh, Renault. Do not want to buy a truck from there. I do not particularly like Renaults. It's clear. Then we've got a tram. Wow. Very, very detailed place. Alright, got to be careful of trams now. Yeah, we are okay. Straight across the roundabout. This is very, very nicely done. I have to say, this is incredibly well done. And then we're turning in right here. Excuse me. Could you open up your gates, please? Thank you. Did you not know I was coming? What? What have I hit? Excuse me? Oh, stupid rear. I forgot. Should be able to. No, okay. Back it out. Rear wheel steering. Completely made a hash of that. Right. Should be able to bring this in now. But remember, the back of this truck also steers. There we go. Now we're okay. I was doing absolutely fine the entire time. Perfectly fine. Now, reversing this is going to be interesting if we've got this rear wheel steering. How much does that affect what I'm about to do? Okay. Right. And there's that container as well I've got to be aware of. think I'm going to end up clipping that container, aren't I? Oh, stalled it again. Yeah, this isn't happening. Oh boy, here we go. Let's give ourselves plenty of space and a wide berth to turn this thing. Not liking this. Not liking this at all. Right, so if I start steering this already, how quickly does that? Very quickly. Look at how quickly that turns. Okay. I mean, that tells me a lot. That really tells me a lot about this truck. But I think I may just about be able to do that now. Depth perception is tough on this. No, that's not right. Depth perception is actually quite tough on these things. I think... I wonder what VR in this would be like. It should be... I feel like that's right next to that trailer, but how close it's touching it. That's the problem. Okay, so this is what I need to do. I need to back this up fairly straight for a bit. Maybe that much, and then swing it in pretty hard and see. And then scrape it in. But where am I parking it? I cannot... I'm in the wrong bay. Oh, you've got to be kidding. No. This is a very difficult... I've essentially parked it in the wrong bay. Yeah. Okay. Change of plan. So that... Does that mean if I now do this... Where will it go? Is it now just going to get stuck? Or will it actually... No, it actually makes it... See, that's what caught me out coming into the... Look at that turning circle. That's what caught me out coming into here in the first place. And it's catching me out on the turning as well. Right, so if I straighten that to about there and then turn it in, how does that look? And then perhaps try and straighten it out. It's like I'm almost the pivot on... Look at the pivot on that truck. Honestly, I really cannot do this. Because the pivot on the truck is ridiculous. Yeah, we're fine on that side. Okay, there we go. There we go. So, it's like I'm... I don't know how I'm steering this thing. I really do not. So if I do... It's like drifting. It's literally drifting. It's not nice. There should be an option to disable that steering in the truck, saying, right, we're now in this parking mode where we really need this truck to do exactly what it's told and stop crabbing. Still, okay, well, I'll take it because I'm not dealing with that anymore. That's for sure. That took a little bit longer now. Probably took 10 minutes longer than I wanted. But, hey look, we're there. Excellent. Great. 13,000. And a little bit of experience. Let's have a look at the current company offers just to finish this video off. Got trout. I mean, do we want to take trout? Is that something we want to take? We could go all the way back to Valencia, which I mean is a fairly cheap run. Or we could go up here, which we've been in that sort of area before, as you can see. Really, unfortunately, there really isn't much in this area, which is really, really annoying. But I guess we could head all the way back to Valencia and drive around Valencia in the next video with those. That would be an extremely short video, and then look at picking up another route. I'm not sure. Well, for now, I will end this video here. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Euro Truck Simulator 2. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon if you can do so at www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really, really help me out. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadget LP for both Twitter and Instagram. That is all from me, and I will see you next time in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Also just realised I'm looking at a single... Oh. No, that's it. That's the only place that's shipping out. Never mind. I'll see you next time in Euro Truck Simulator 2.